Hey everybody, welcome back to the warbossfitz channel. I am warbossfitz, and today we are going to be going over some Templar Brothers. Now these Templar Brothers, I found them in the community book section of Grimdark Future. So, let's pop over to the OBS so I can show you what my screen looks like. So now we are in the Army Forge here. We go over here to community books, and we are going to be looking for Templar. And in this section over here, so we have quite a few at the top that don't really matter. We have Prime Templar Brothers, Templar Brothers, Templar Brothers Copy, Prime Brothers, Templar, DC Grey. We got a couple different Templars. Now, in the sections here, you'll see that it says, like, invalid spells or custom spells. We're going to try to avoid that. And we're going to come to the Templar Brothers with 36 units. Now, I've recorded this video a few times now, and it's always had something go wrong. The last time the audio was so bad, I had to start over with. So this time, instead of taking an hour and a half to record it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you the rules, the Army Special Rules. I'm going to show you the spells, and then I'm going to show you some of the units they have and some of the key units that have different options. And then we're going to build an army list at the end, just to see what we can see. All right, so back to your screen. So for the Templar Brothers, let's go ahead and scroll down here for army-wide special rules. We have reinforced. Actually, let's see, can I? Yay, new laptop. I'm learning all kinds of stuff. Look, I can zoom. I had no idea I could do that. So here we go. Army-wide special rules. Reinforced. When units where all models have this rule are shot or charged from over 9 inches away and take hits, those hits count as having AP -1 to an AP of 0. And then we have Templar Born. If this model is killed in melee, the attacking unit takes X number of hits. And for the number of hits, that seems to correspond to whatever the toughness of the model is, up to and including the big stuff. And we'll see when we get there. So for normal special rules, so Ravage, we don't normally see that in Grimdark Future. When it's this model's turn to attack in melee, roll X dice. For each 6+, the target takes 1 wound. So that's not a hit. That just goes right through to the wound. The only thing you get at that point is like regeneration or your army-wide 6-ups, that sort of thing. What else do we have here? We have Martyrdom. When this model takes wounds in melee, the attacker takes X hits per wound taken. This is on top of Templar Born. So as you take wounds, you're going to be giving hits back to the enemy. And then when you die, you get a final burst of hits into the enemy. And I think that is all that is different. Oh, a big thing they have here is War Chant. This model and its unit get furious. That's something the Battle Brothers had in the previous versions of the game that they kind of lost. But it's still here. So Aura special rules, we have Bane and Melee, Rapid Charge, Resistance, Retaliate, Scout, and Unpredictable Fighter. Most of these you see in the regular Battle Brothers with different flavors. The only one that's different is Retaliate Aura. This model and its unit get Retaliate +1. So that is, whenever you take wounds in melee, the attacker takes X hits per wound taken. That's, let's see here, what is Martyrdom? Okay, Martyrdom is its own thing, so if you have these two together, you just double up on the hits. And then spells. Let's start over here. The ones. Prayer of Persecution. Pick one enemy unit with an 18. They get -1 to defense rolls in melee once the next time the effect would apply. Prayer of Disgust. Pick one enemy unit within 12, which takes 2 hits with Demolish. And Demolish ignores cover, and against units where most models have tough 3 to tough 9, this weapon gets AP +2. Okay, not bad. Then we have the Prayer of Swiftness. Pick up the 2 friendly units within 12, with which, I don't know if that English is correct, with which must take a morale test. If passed, it moves +2 when using advanced actions, and +4 when using rush and charge actions. So it takes your normal guy and makes you fast, or it takes your fast guys and makes you extra fast. Then we have Prayer of Divine Wrath. Pick one enemy model within 6 inches, which takes 2 hits with AP2 and Deadly 3. This effect is resolved as if the target is a unit of 1. So we have a sniper, 2 hits AP2, Deadly 3. Normally, my big beef is with snipers is that they don't have enough oomph to really take out a character. This definitely does. This could do some damage. Prayer of Protection, pick up to 3 friendly units within 12, which must take a morale test. If passed, it gets +1 to defense rolls. Okay, a little bit extra protection. Why it's called Prayer of Protection. Then we have the Prayer of Smiting. Pick 1 enemy unit within 6, which takes 9 hits with Bane. All right, not bad. I think we see something like that with the other Battle Brother units. So let's look at the heroes. We're going to start off at the top with the Templar Master. We're going to use this to go through all the base stuff that the characters get to do, and then we'll go through the rest as we go. So Templar Master, starting off with 70 points, quality 3, defense 3, fearless hero, reinforced, Templar Born 3, tough 3. So there it is. The Templar Born corresponds to the toughness value of whatever you have it on. It comes with a flamer pistol, heavy close combat weapon, like everybody does nowadays. Here are the upgrades, and some of these are interesting. He's got some dual stacked upgrades. I like it. No reason we can't do this anywhere else. Emperor's Champion gets Melee Slayer and Takedown in Melee. So you get +2 AP if the target has toughness 3 or higher, and Takedown, which you may pick any model in the target unit as an individual target. So you get to choose who you hit in the face with Melee Slayer. Then we have Bane in Melee Aura, which, surprise, surprise, gives people Bane in Melee if they're part of the same squad. So it ignores regeneration, and they must reroll unmodified defense rolls of 6. Unpredictable Fighter Aura goes to the whole squad. When in Melee, roll a dice. On a 1 to 3, they get AP +1. On a 4 to 6, they get +1 to hit. Then we have the Scout Aura. May be set aside before deployment after all others are deployed. May be deployed anywhere fully within 12 inches of their deployment zone. So not only do you get to deploy forward of your deployment zone with Scout, you also get to do it after the enemy has deployed everything of theirs. Then we have the Crusade Banner, gives them Fear of 1, and the Retaliate Aura that we were talking about earlier. And Castellan gives them Redeployments. That is, after everyone is done deploying, you get to pick up 2 units, up to 2 units, and put them somewhere else in your deployment zone. All right, well, let's look at weapons. So here, replace the flamer pistol with a shield. So you're getting rid of your shooting weapon, but it is free and shielded. If everybody in the squad has it, +1 to defense rolls. Then you can do a master heavy pistol, a plasma pistol, auto rifle, marksmanship carbine, heavy rifle, and then heavy rifle with the 3 different modifications on it. Now, down to the close combat weapons. You replace both the close combat and the pistol with a heavy chainsaw sword for 4 attacks AP1. You can replace the heavy close combat weapon with a hammer for blast, energy sword for AP1 at rending, a relic sword for AP2 deadly 3, or an energy fist for 2 attacks at AP4. And then, down here, we have more upgrades you can do. Crusade relics for a casting buff. 1 friendly model within 12 with caster gets +1 to casting. A casting debuff from Emperor's Might. Once per activation, an enemy unit within 18 gets -1 to their casting rolls. Jetpack for ambush and flying, or a bike to give fast, toughness 3, and 2 more shots from the twin heavy rifles attached to it. So, for the heroes, let's see here, the Veteran Templar Master has all of the same options. The only difference is he gets the versatile attack up here. When this unit is activated, pick 1 effect. When shooting or charging enemies over 9 inches away, all models with this rule in this unit either get +1 AP or +1 to hit. That is fun. So then we have the Grave Master. He has all the stuff at the top. Starts at toughness 6, so he gets Templar Born 6. He has 4 attacks in close combat. It starts with a shield. He has the same upgrades as far as character upgrades go. And then you can get rid of the shield and the close combat weapon for a Master Heavy Pistol, and a close combat weapon, dual energy claws, or a fist and a flamer, or a fist and a pistol. So this kind of covers both the destroyer and the grave armored hero. So you can replace the Master Grave pistol with all the different options here. You got the mods for the heavy rifles, multi-shot plasma pistols, 8 shots with auto rifle, 4 shots precise with the precision. Yeah, it goes through there. And then the close combat weapons, we have hammer, chain fist, energy fist, or an energy sword, just like the destroyers. And then down the bottom, we get some new cool stuff you can do. You can give him Xenos Hunter to give him Melee Slayer. Honor Guard for Ravage 3. That's the one where if whenever you attack, roll 3 dice, and if you get a 6, the enemy takes a wound. Oathbound Chains to give him Retaliate 1. We talked about it earlier. Destroyer Armor to make it into a true destroyer to give it ambush. Or you can give the fat body boy a jetpack to give him ambush and flying. And then we have the Templar Elite Raider, which it's a 4/4, and it has, what's different here? Oh, it's a Holy Shield for a Resistance Aura. Extra save of a 6, or if it's a spell, they get a 2-up save instead. Very nice, very Templar-y. And then down at the bottom, we have Infiltration Gear or Ambush from an Orbital Drop. Now, let's go through the units that are different. We're going to go through the different units or just the different options inside the units. We're going to start off looking at the Templar Brothers to give you a baseline of where they are. They are, quite honestly, real close to base Battle Brothers, except they have Templar born. The only difference I see is here you have the option to get a Fear 1 that the regular Battle Brothers don't have, but you will have the rapid charge and the medical training that they do. Also, with the weapons, there are no heavy weapon options in the squad. That's just something you're going to want to get familiar with because you are a Templar. Heavy weapons are not your jam, apparently. Then we come over here to the Templar Assault Brothers. These guys, they have the Fear option, but other than that, they are the same as the regular old Assault Brothers Templar Guard Squad. I don't play the Prime Brothers very much, and I've recorded this a few times, and whenever I would have complaints about this book, it's not about the guy who wrote the book. It's not about Chudzi or whatever his name was. It's not about that. It's my complaints are with the Prime Brothers themselves. So it's like he did the best with what he had. So we're going to see a few things that he did upgrade going through that I really like. So let's look at the Guard Squad here. Coming with Melee Slayer, Templar Born 3, Toughness 3. We got Relic Swords, Combat Shields, and the Melee Slayers from Xenos Hunters. You could switch it out for dual energy shields, energy swords, replace the pistols with plasma pistols, and then you can get rid of the Melee Slayer and put on Retaliate or Ravage 3. And you know, the Ravage 3, don't sleep on it. It only hits on a 6, but if this squad gets into combat, that's 9 dice you're rolling to start with that could just kill somebody. You know, you're probably going to get 1, maybe 2, maybe you spike them, you get 3 or 4. Who knows? It could happen. We've seen it happen on this table. Then at that point, you put the dual energy swords on there, it's still going to be 12 attacks, AP1 with rending. Then we got the veteran Templar Brothers. So these are, if you go through here, these are the regular Battle Brother stuff, except you have the precision and the auto rifle. Wait, did they have that on the regular Brother squad? Let me just make sure. They do. Okay, so it is the regular Battle Brother stuff, except the only difference, they have the versatile attack. That's the only difference between this squad and the regular Battle Brother squad. These guys are 65 for 3 of them. Templar Brothers are 160 for 5 of them. We have the Assault Brothers thing. Oh, that's what I wanted to bring up. It's replace 1 of the heavy rifles with one of the special weapons instead of all like normal. Let's look at the Assault Templar Brothers. These are the same as the Assault Brothers, except you replace any of the close combat weapons and the pistols with a combat shield and heavy close combat weapon, which is a point reduction. It's 10 points down, and then you can tack on any of the special close combat weapons. Foreshadowing. I sure do like my melee Battle Brothers. All right, next, Grave Templar Destroyers. These guys are a prime destroyer squad. It has the Fear 1 ability, and that's the only difference. Ta-da. Infiltration Squad. I think this is the same as a normal infiltration squad. Templar Raider Squad, same thing. Desolator Squad, same thing. Blaster Squad, same thing. Infernal Squad, same thing. Templar Elimination Squad, same thing. Suppression Squad, same thing. Heavy Templar Brothers. This one is the same thing. Then we have Templar Jetpack Squad, again, same thing with the Assault Blasters. All right, I already said that. Templar Prime Bikers, same thing as regular Prime Bikers. We're going to get to ones real nice. Templar Aggro Squad, same as a regular Aggro Squad. Templar Squires, this is where the Pathfinders are hanging out. 4/4, Fearless, Reinforced Strider, and Templar Born 1. And they can do what Pathfinders can do. Yeah. Oh, they have an unstoppable mark if you want to pay the 25 points for it. Yeah. Shotguns. Shotguns all day on these guys. Shotguns, maybe some scout. Templar Cavalry. This one, I came to this one, was like, oh, yes, please. If I was running bikes, oh, yes, please. So, let's go over this one a little bit in depth. They are a 3/3, fast, fearless, heavy impact, impact 1, rapid charge, reinforced, Templar Born 3, and tough 3. So, rapid charge, they get plus 4 inches when using charge actions. And they're already fast. So they get plus 4 inches when using a Russian charge. So overall, these guys are going to be charging 20 inches to start with. You can replace any of the twin... let's talk about the weapons. Twin heavy rifles, heavy pistols, heavy close combat weapons, like a regular bike. You can replace any of the twin heavy rifles with twin plasma rifles to get yourself a little bit of Dark Brother Talon guy action for the plasmas. You can replace all the heavy pistols with combat shields to give them shielded. Replace any heavy close combat weapon with a relic sword, sensor flail, energy sword, or an energy lance. This is an option. I want this. This right here. I want this on all bike squads ever. All bike squads ever for the Battle Brothers. It doesn't even have to be the special ones. Just give me the option to give them heavy close combat weapons, or maybe the chainsaw swords, and I will be eternally happy. So here we go. Well, let me zoom in a little bit more. Upgrade all models with, zoom out a little bit, there we go. Get used to this. Advancing Strike. Once per round, whenever this unit ends an advance or rush within 6 enemy units, pick one of them and roll X dice for each model, and for each 6, the target takes a wound. Kind of like Ravage, except you're just close to them. You can have a Melee Slayer option or a Retaliate option, and then you can also give them a Fear of 1 ability, Hymn of Courage for morale +1, meaning that you are going to be morale 2 up, with a reinforced boost, which means you always get the reinforced rule. Doesn't matter how far away stuff is. And then medical training. So this squad is flippin' awesome. I want to see more bikes like... If more bikes were like this, I'd be running a whole lot more bikes. A whole lot more bikes. Okay. Now that my little tism is over, let's look at the light vehicles, the Templar ATV and the Templar heavy exosuit. They're the same as they usually are, just with Templar Born. Let's look at the Templar drop pod. Now this, oh my god, this solves all the drop pod problems. All of them. Because it looks like a regular drop pod, right? Let's scroll down. Replace the standard thrusters with zealous thrusters to give it rapid ambush so it can drop in turn number 1. Awesome. Wrathful targeting array, which gives it infiltrates. Oh, click on it. Infiltrates. And on a 2-up, the enemy takes a hit with AP1. That solves the assaulting out of a drop pod problem. When you are infiltrating with the drop pod to start with, you are dropping close enough to be able to get out 6 and be in close combat. Or the best option, you get both. Rapid ambush and surprise attack 3. This should be on every drop pod ever. Oh, I'm so happy. This should be the way drop pods work. It shouldn't even be an option. It should just be rapid ambush and surprise attack 3. That's just the way they should work. Ta-da! That fixes the drop pod problem. That makes it a little bit expensive, though. 55-point upgrade, so that turns it into a 265-point drop pod. It's worth it. Worth it. Again, foreshadowing. So let's go into vehicles and monsters. The Templar Combat Walker, he's got it set up to where you could turn this into, what did he call it? Primarisifying? Yeah, primarification. Where you could take the regular Combat Walker and you could turn it into the Primaris version of it, giving it more toughness and more attacks and stuff. Other than that, regular old Combat Walker options. And he has it set up with 2 energy fists and a stomp. Every Combat Walker I have seen on the board, whether it's Battle Brothers, Orcs, Human Defense Force, And most of the time, Blessed Sisters, that's the way they're set up. 8 attacks AP4 and 4 attacks AP1. Except the Blessed Sisters have some other stuff they could do, but they try to get to that stat line. Okay, the Templar Anti-Grav APC, the Anti-Grav Tank, the Attack Speeder, and the Light Walker, that is all... Actually, I think everything from here on out is the same in the Prime Brother lists. Honestly, other than the Combat Walker, I would not go to anything past this line because everything here is just so darn expensive. Even in higher point games. Again, it's not a problem with this list in particular. I have a mental block when it comes to Prime Brothers with their tanks and stuff just being so expensive. Like their anti-grav tanks are 860 points, or even their regular tanks, they're 525 to start with, and then they're just kind of meh when it comes to the weapons and things they can put on there. Just really meh. So, like I said, it's not a problem with this list in particular. It's a problem that I have. I'm a horde type player. I play orcs. I like to get as close as I can to the 100 models on the board at 2,000 points. Sue me, that's just the way I am. I'm working on an Alien Hives army at the moment. It has 2, 4, 6, 8. It has 87 models. No, it's got over 100. It has over 100. 2, 4, 6, 8, 100. Oh, with the new 3.6 rules, I broke those rules. You're only allowed to have 100 at 2,000 points. So the new Alien Hives list I'm building, I broke the rules. I'm at like 105. And one of those is a monster. So definitely a horde mode player. So yeah, that is everything they have in their list. So we're going to zoom out a little bit. And I'm going to be making a list. I'll be right back. But while I'm making the list, you should go check out PrintedStarships.com. At PrintedStarships.com, he has a whole lot more than just spaceships. He's expanded his catalog in 6, 15, and 28 millimeter, including Station Forge, and now including Papsicle. If you use the link down in the description below, you get 20% off at checkout. Again, that's PrintedStarships.com. A lot more than just spaceships. All right, I've made a list. Gaze upon the ridiculousness. What do we have in the list? 2 squads of veteran assault Templar Brothers. Whoop. They are 3 3s, fearless medical training, reinforced shielded Templar born 1 in versatile attack, armed with combat fists or energy fists for 2 attack apiece of AP4. 2 of those squads. They are led by veteran Templar Masters. 3-3, toughness 3. Bane in melee aura. He has shielded. He's got versatile attack. He also is carrying a fist. Why did I take Bane in melee aura instead of War Chant? Because these are AP4. I know these are going to change in 3.6 to AP2. At least as it sits right now. We're after the first round of the beta. And they were AP2. But what that does with Bane and Melee, 1, it gets rid of the enemy regeneration if they have it. And 2, let's say you save on a 6. Guess what? Reroll it. It's a real dickhead move to do. But man, when you're playing squads that are this many points, you got to kind of be a little bit of a dickhead. But the funny thing is, as far as points go, this section here, it's only 275. And compared to what that is in other armies, I think 275 is real cheap. At least cheaper than I remember it being in other things. And then, where are those? Because they don't have jetpacks. They're in drop pods, which I gave rapid ambush and surprise attack. No other options to it because they don't need it. What their job is going to be. Drop in on turn number 1. On top of an objective, preferably. That way, thud, thud. Not only do they have to deal with the stuff coming out of the drop pod, but they now have to deal with something that's 3-3, toughness 6, with reinforced sitting there that they're going to have to get rid of, or this thing's just going to contest until it dies. And along with that, it does have 6 shots at AP1 hitting on a 3, so it's no slouch in combat on its own. It had one job and it already did its job. If it kills anything with that Twin Storm rifle, that's a bonus. Then, since we have 7 dudes in the drop pods, we're going to fit in 2 Templar Eradication Squads. 3 3s, toughness 3s. They have Relentless, which right now in 3.5 means they get extra hit on a 6. And we gave them 2 fusion rifles and a super heavy fusion rifle because sometimes you need that deadly 6 to go tickle things in their no-no places. Yeah, so if you have an armored threat, you get the Eradication Squad out of the drop pod first. If you have a troop threat, or if you have an armored threat that is further away than 6 inches, the Eradication Squad can get out and shoot. They'll be able to effectively have a 18-inch range with all their fusion rifles and a 24-inch range with that super heavy fusion rifle. And if it's something that got close, get out the veterans and just go beat their heads in. Then we have 2 squads of Templar Squires. They have scouts and they have shotguns. These are going to be there. These are kind of like an action monkey. These guys are there to, grab other objectives while the enemy is dealing with the massive maximum WTF that's coming out of the drop pods. These guys are there to sneak up, take objectives, take some pot shots at some enemy troops, maybe take some stuff out. They're 4/4s, but they have 2 shots apiece, so they might do some good work. What that also means with them having scouts is that when this unit deploys, there's nothing that goes on the board. Then the enemy deploys everything. And then the squires come out. Ta-da. I am all about the mind games, the over mind games at the table in OPR. I did it a whole lot in 40K when I played. I would play mental games with the other player, and it's fun. Sometimes you can break the commander's will before the army, and yeah, I'm guilty of that. So that's the video, everybody. Make sure you check out the sponsors of the video. We got PrintedStarships.com and CorvusTerrain.com. PrintedStarships.com. I did the commercial for him just a minute ago. We got a 20% discount down in the description. And then Corvus Terrain, he does a whole lot of terrain for FDM printers. He does modern stuff to, what's it called? It's called like near future stuff. And then he does like cyberpunk stuff. And then it does retrofuturism with like the Alien franchise. He does stuff for them, all the way to the Grimdark things. So if you need terrain, go check him out. 15% discount in the description below. Make sure you like and subscribe. I should really say that sooner than in the outro. What can I say? I'm not a professional YouTuber. And I hope you guys are having fun playing OPR wherever you are. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.